Breaking the News with Des Clark.
And this is Breaking the News, the show that breaks the week's news and asks four opinionated panellists to put it back together again. And we are back with the last show in the series, coming to you from the Edinburgh Festival Fringe. Joining me this week is comedian and actor Raymond Mearns, and with him is stand-up and writer Josie Long. And facing off against them is stand-up Jay Lafferty, and joining her is comic Bruce Devlin. In the news this week, desperate food manufacturers are pleading with the government to be able to call upon prisoners to solve a labour crisis blamed on the double whammy of Brexit and COVID. So in future, when food has a sell-by label, it'll be telling you what cell it was made in. A leading cosmetic surgeon has chastised his industry for promoting unrealistic Hollywood beauty standards. One woman went into cosmetic surgery and said, "Make me look like Angelina Jolie." So they gave her 5 adopted kids to take home. And a racing pigeon bound for Dumfries took a wrong turn and walked into a pub in England 158 miles from home. Or at least that's what the pigeon has told his wife. Right, you've met the panel. Let's crack on with round one. And this is the Broken News round, where our teams have to guess 2 major stories of the week that have been mashed together into one single news headline. So Raymond and Josie, can you tell me our first story, please?
The SNP and the pandemic have been holding talks over a formal power-sharing arrangement.
The First Minister also confirmed that
the deal would take COVID into national government for the first time anywhere in the UK.
Nicola Sturgeon warned, "I hope I never have to ask you to stay at home again."
So there we go. So much going on, Josie. Any ideas as to what our first story might be?
So I think it's about the pandemic and the sort of worry that there's been a spike in cases and they might need to do something about it in the future.
All of that is true, Josie. Well done. It's the right answer. I can confirm that it is the news that on Tuesday, Nicola Sturgeon said she could not rule out the return of some COVID restrictions in Scotland, and that we were at another fragile and pivotal moment in the pandemic. With the return of schools a suspected cause of the surge in infections, one expert recommended another 6-week break for pupils, though their advice was later dismissed when the expert was actually found to be 3 kids on each other's shoulders under a big coat. Going forward, Raymond, are you worried about the way things are going?
Not at all, not at all. Because it shows how antisocial I am when lockdown happened and nothing changed for me. Do you know what I mean? I'd never made a blind bit of difference to my life. You know, apart from you're very difficult getting toilet paper. You know, remember the first time round, everybody just emptying the place of toilet paper, but you don't have to get cloths and all that. And scrapers. So...
Jay, what do you think about what's going on now? Obviously, we've had further statements this week. Cases are on the rise. Are you worried at all by what you're hearing?
Well, I mean, Nicola Sturgeon had said that it's a fragile and pivotal moment. And Douglas Ross, he stunned the world of politics by astonishingly criticising the threat of new measures. If Douglas Ross was clearly bursting for a pee and Nicola Sturgeon said, "Gone to the toilet," he'd just keep eye contact and wet himself. That's what would happen. Nightmare.
At least he's committed to his cause.
And if another lockdown came our way in Scotland, Bruce, would you do it?
No. And I'm not saying that to be radical. I refuse point blank. It's not worked in the past. It's not going to work now. And the thing is, as well, I know it's really selfish. With the amount of alcohol I consume, I think COVID would be frightened to come into my body for fear of what it might catch. So I know that's selfish, but no. I'll be out with the dog in the pram, wandering around and screaming. So,
Josie, would you be prepared to take part in another lockdown if it came to it?
I would do it, but the way I would do it is I've got a plan. Because my boyfriend's quite a big guy, and I'm just going to borrow his dressing gown, and I'm going to get a gold chain. And every morning I'm going to say to myself, I'm not in the lockdown. I'm a mob boss under house arrest.
I could do another lockdown easy. I'll experiment more in the kitchen. I can see what else goes with Nutella. Olives, that was a revelation. Olives and Nutella. That was a good day.
So we might well be ready for lockdown, at least Jay is. But obviously it's all about getting the message out there. If you were in charge of public information, Josie, what would you do to convince people to stick to the rules?
Okay, first thing I would do is I'd resign because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Second thing I would do is I would try and incentivize it. And I was thinking, people always obey a queue. So if I could make every public health measure queue-based, people would hate it, but they would stay in the queue. A really long queue, spaced out. And just going, what's at the front? Don't know. But if you step out, you lose your place. I'm not moving.
It's any free chips. But you don't know what time it's coming. It's a bit like a guy that's coming to repair your boiler. You got to stay in all day. Right? So it's the chip lottery, innit? You go, oh, a free bag of chips. Oh.
And
when's it getting here? Oh, it might be 9 in the morning, might be 10 at night. Stay in.
I would obey those rules.
Well done. The possible return of COVID restrictions in the future is the correct answer. Raymond and Josie, you get 2 points for that. And now to you, Jay and Bruce, what was the other story we were after?
So I think this is the Green and SNP kind of power share situation that's getting voted on Saturday. So they've kind of agreed it, and now on Saturday there's going to be the final votes. And, you know, surprisingly, Douglas Ross opposes it. He says that the SNP Green government will be anti-jobs, anti-business, anti-families, anti-drivers, anti-oil and gas. That's more antis than at a Catholic wedding. That's a lot of antis.
Brilliant and well done, Jay. Yes, it's the news that the SNP and Scottish Greens have published details of their new power sharing agreement. The agreement will take the Greens into government for the first time ever in the UK. The agreement nearly fell apart at the first hurdle. The Greens emailed Nicola Sturgeon their proposal and she printed it out, even though it wasn't strictly necessary.
Is it Lorna? Slater?
Yeah, Lorna Slater, yes.
Yeah, you'll be surprised about this, ladies and gentlemen. I find her a tad frightening. I do. She's very aggressive. She always seems fueled by an energy drink. Yeah, I'm not sure.
You're not
how
convinced?
How green are her credentials? Because if that's not a natural curl, she's using a straightening iron. What does she need for a straightening iron? Electricity. Not very green, is it, ladies and gentlemen? I'm old enough to remember the Braun Independent. Yeah. Yeah, thanks. Clap. Yeah.
We can say as well that the deal has benefits for both parties. The SNP can implement the bulk of their manifesto, hold all senior ministerial positions and be guaranteed an independence referendum, while the Greens can have a new bike rack outside Holyrood.
That's nice.
I think it has already improved the whole discourse because even the Conservatives, the way they're talking about it, they're saying, oh, it's going to be a coalition of chaos. Like, yeah, they are criticising it, but they're doing their bit for the planet because they're recycling patter from 2015. So, like, if it's...
I don't think it makes any difference, but when you're reading what they're doing, things like, I don't like this idea, increase investment in active travel. That sounds like code for me having to walk. And as a voter, I never voted for this mob.
Are you looking forward to seeing the Greens in government?
I'm looking forward to their first proper scandal. You know, like Patrick Harvey caught in CCTV sucking a drink through a plastic straw. Lorna Slater papped cheating on her bag for life with a younger plastic model. Do you know? I'm looking forward to.
There is a partnership now between the SNP and the Scottish Greens, but if you could form a partnership with anyone or anything, what would it be and why? Jay?
I'd quite like to be Bruce's partner on Gogglebox. Just because his TV's bigger, and then I wouldn't have to watch any of the rubbish that we have to watch in my house. Like, I'm sure that in your house, Bruce, you don't have Peppa Pig on loop.
No, we're vegans.
Raymond Mearns, if you could form a partnership with anyone or anything, what would it be and why?
Well, you would look for somebody who's going to enhance your life, right? So psychology says you form a partnership with somebody that's honest, loyal, trustworthy, dependable, empathetic, humorous, caring, non-judgmental, and a good listener. So in other words, an imaginary person. It's because that sort of person just doesn't exist, right? So I would say a guy with a van. Always in your life, how many times you had it, you go, I wish I knew somebody had a van. That way, but everybody needs a friend with a van.
Always looking for that. And
You know he's a bit right-wing, got some funny ideas, but he's got a van. He's been done for stuff, but look, he's got a van.
As part of the agreement, Nicola Sturgeon has offered the Greens 2 junior minister positions because she needs somebody else to throw under the bus when John Swinney isn't available. And at the end of that round, the teams are all square. Now, so much of our news is about public opinion, and this week we spoke to Queen of Crime Fiction Val McDermid and actor Gary Hollywood. So, Jay and Bruce, what story do you think Val is on about here?
I'm amazed that the figure is so low, frankly. I thought everybody did this all the time. I'm no different from most people. I do this. That's the best pasta dish I've ever had. I only ever drink at weekends. Somebody must have reversed into me while I was in the shop.
Yeah, I'm thrown by the comment that most people only drink at weekends. That's kind of ruined my core belief system, to be perfectly honest with you. Apparently people embellish conversations to make themselves more interesting, which I just say, why don't you lead a more interesting life?
A study has found that almost half of us admit to telling lies about mundane things in an attempt to make ourselves sound more interesting. Fibbing about baking bread, going to the gym every day, and raising child geniuses are amongst the top 10 lies told. Now, of course, you have to be careful when you lie that you don't overdo it or nobody will believe you, like telling the press that you thought the sea was closed.
I mean, the thing about the lies that are on there, why would you lie about writing poetry? That's not a lie you're going to tell, unless the only circumstance I can see me lying about writing poetry is if everybody's been round my house for dinner and I want to get rid of them. And I'm like, actually write poetry? I'm going to recite some for you just so they get their jackets and
That's
leave.
us away now, yeah.
Comparison is the thief of joy, Des, you see. And people that go, here's my Wayne, he's dead clever. And then you go in and you look at him and you go, clearly we must have caught a wee man in a bad day. You know what I mean? Right. It must be regenerating. Right.
I'm surprised that with me and my partner, we've got a 3-year-old, and we basically both lie about how tired we are. So if I'm doing the morning, he'll be like, what time was she up? She could be up at 7:30. I'll be like, 6:15. It's the worst morning in my life, actually, mate. I've actually put in more hours than you ever have. You don't know what it's like. And same with him. He'll be like, oh, she started so early, 10 to 5. I'm thinking 10 to 5. It was 10 to 9. So I'm surprised it isn't more things like that, like babies sleeping through. But I guess not everyone has a baby. But that'd be a good lie as well. Got a toddler. They're not sleeping. That's why I'm such a mess. How come I haven't met them? They're at a different school. A different school.
Do you know what people lie about? Where they live. 2 examples. If you meet anyone, or where do you live? London. Right, OK, which part of London? Well, North London. Oh, right, I've got a friend that lives in Holloway. So where? But it takes you half an hour to get to North. You live in Hertfordshire. Yeah. Why lie? It's the same in Glasgow. Where are you from? West End. You're like, Maryhill.
Jay, were you going to come in there?
The one that's on the list that I can understand is that I go to the gym every day. So I tried to do that. I joined one of those boot camp things. And after the first lesson, the guy was like, so, will we see you back tomorrow? And I was like, no. I was like, is it because you're a quitter? I was like, aye. And then I had to explain to him if I wanted an angry Glaswegian man to yell at me about how disappointed he was in my life choices, I could phone my dad. I didn't need to pay for it.
Raymond Mearns, go for it. What is the biggest lie you've ever told?
Oh, man. I'd lie all the time. It's a liar. I mean, as a divorcee, the biggest lie. But I really meant it at the time is when I said, I do. Turned out I didn't. That's a big one.
Yes, the lies we tell about everyday things is the correct answer. 2 points go to Jay and Bruce. Right, back to you, Josie and Raymond. What do you think Gary is talking about here?
Oh, I'm all up for this. As long as the job is getting done, you've got to take it whilst you can. How do I feel afterwards? I feel amazing.
Obviously, climate change is making the southeast of England in particular hotter. And they're like, just have a siesta.
Yes, it is the news that due to rising temperatures, the National Trust is giving its workers siestas in the summer. Staff and volunteers in the south of England will be given more Mediterranean working hours with a long lunch break and the day starting earlier and finishing later. The National Trust is responsible for properties that witnessed some of the great events in history, including the imprisonment of Elizabeth I, the birth of Robert Burns, and the testing of Dominic Cummings' eyesight.
It does feel a bit like, don't worry, guys, the Titanic's great. We've rearranged all the deck chairs. Like, okay.
Raymond, what do you think about this? Now you're up to speed with the story.
I'm not so sure I'm up to speed with the story. What is the story? They're going to go for a kip to stop global warming or something?
No, just to sort of deal with it.
Just to deal with it? Go to sleep. I think we need action here, people. The planet's on fire. Oh, I'm away to my kip. Wake me up at 5 o'clock. What? I say keep them awake.
But there's a general point about maybe introducing more of a Mediterranean lifestyle here. Do you think we could embrace that in Scotland?
Mediterranean lifestyle?
Yeah.
Well, I've kind of got our Mediterranean lifestyle. I mean, I eat a lot of fruit and vegetables, drink wine all the time, and just generally lie about the joint.
What do you think about it then, Bruce? Perhaps introducing siestas to people that work for the National Trust. Is it a positive approach to global warming?
I'm more worried about the long Spanish lunches, because if you're anything like me, you'll be having litres of sangria and Aperol, so you'll be in one hell of a state by the time you get back on shift. But the thing is, the National Trust, they've got places in like Killiecrankie and Bannock, but I don't see that happening. I'm surprised you get salami there, let alone anything else.
And if England are getting afternoon breaks when it's too hot, then the Scottish should be allowed a break when it starts chucking it down. Do you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, not let too long enough to nip home and get your washing in. Do you know, just like that. Oh, that's it raining, I've got to go and get my washing in. Or just to stand at the window commenting, oh, it's fair throwing it down, oh, we're needing it. Do you know, sort of stuff.
There is obviously a movement, a suggestion we might adopt a more Mediterranean lifestyle. But if you could adopt one aspect of another country's culture, what would it be and why? Josie?
I love the French, and in particular, I would like to adopt this one particular aspect of their culture that they introduced in 1789, and it's called La Guillotine. And to me, I think it's a very beautiful aspect of French culture that I think has not been celebrated enough.
Bruce, what do you think about this? If you could adopt or embrace one aspect of another country's culture, what would it be and why?
As you know, I'm a fairly easygoing person. I don't really like to bother people. And one of the countries that I think are very easygoing are Russia, just on everything. So I'd like to embrace that because I'm quite keen for street crime to be solved. So, yeah, I think that would be good.
Changing weather means siestas may become the norm in England. The only staff in Scotland given time off due to weather are the people working in the St James's Centre when it rains. Yes, the introduction of siestas for some workers is the right answer, and 2 points go to Josie and Raymond. You're tuned to Breaking the News on BBC Radio Scotland with me, Des Clark. We're at the heart of the Edinburgh Festivals with a live audience. And this round is all about who is in the news. So I will play you a clip of a mystery person. All you have to do is tell me who it is. So Raymond and Josie, you're up first this time. Who is this?
The way that one teacher described me a few years after I'd left school, he said, you were actually the most likeable rogue we've ever had at that school.
I think it's Beefy Botham. I think it's Ian Botham, isn't it?
Well done, Raymond. That is Ian Botham. Former England cricketer Ian Botham has been appointed UK government trade envoy to Australia. Lord Botham, along with Baroness Hoy and several MPs, have been made trade envoys to boost British business interest around the world. Are you shocked by this new position, Raymond?
Well, I never knew he was a lord, actually. I was really surprised at that. He doesn't strike me as being the most erudite man. I mean, and actually when I kind of thought about him being a trade envoy to Australia, I think it's probably a good move.
A good move?
No, because I've been to Australia 3 times. Now, some people think I'm pretty rough and a bit unreconstructed, but see, when I go to Australia, I feel like I'm PhD material. I'll be honest with you.
And here's where we're at with this. We're looking for trade envoys. Do you think this is a shocking appointment?
I mean, it's not the worst person Boris has given a job to, is it? It's the guy that hired Dominic Cummings and Matt Hancock. The only qualification Matt Hancock had for his job as health secretary is that he made you feel sick.
So Ian Botham is now the trade envoy for Australia. What do you think you would be the UK or Scotland's ambassador for, Josie?
Obviously, I moved to Glasgow. I love it so much. I go on and on about it. And I think what I therefore need to do is offset that enthusiasm by trying not to persuade more English people to move to Glasgow so that they don't push up the house prices. So I'm going to go around England telling people what a mistake I made moving to the greatest city on earth. And then hopefully then it will sort of just stop at me.
Well, well done for going on your promotional tour of Please Don't Move to Glasgow. And starting in Edinburgh, I think, seems an ideal first post for that. Bruce Devlin, here's the question. What would you be the UK or Scotland's ambassador for?
For fun, because I like fun.
Brilliant.
I may not come across as a fun person, but I do. Yeah, fun and light chat. Yeah. You know, put me into a boring country, whip them up into a frenzy, then leave.
That's quite nice. Spreading joy across the world.
As I do. Joy and light. Yes.
There you go. A lovely note to end that on, yes. And well done for getting the right answer. Right, Jay and Bruce, it's your turn now. Who is this and why are they in the news?
I was always kind of just had a great work ethic. I think it's something that in my life from, I've had jobs since I was a little kid, shoveling snow and newspapers, selling cards door to door.
It's Tom Cruise, isn't it?
And that is the right answer. It is Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is currently filming the latest Mission Impossible film in Birmingham. The star was apparently running late for filming and needed somewhere to land his helicopter, so a family in Warwickshire got a call asking if he could land in their grounds. Now, say what you like about Tom, but it is nice to have a news story about a cruise that doesn't involve a COVID outbreak on board.
I mean, there's celebrities you'd want in your garden, like Alan Titchmarsh, Charlie Dimmock, Monty Don. Those are celebrities that I could have in my garden, because to be fair, it's needing a going over. I've already got a gnome. I don't need Tom Cruise.
The thing that annoyed me was, I mean, it is the height thing and his built-up heels. He's a scuttler, and I don't like men under 5'6", and I think he's 3'7", and the whole thing really just scares me.
Do you buy this Tom Cruise man of the people routine that seems to be being put out there now?
It'd be really funny, though, if people come up to him going, "Oh, are you Tom Cruise?" And then he just, pulled his face off like he does in the Mission Impossible, and it was Mary Berry.
With her soggy bottom.
Bruce, you're not perhaps a fan of letting Tom Cruise into your garden, but is there a celebrity that you'd like to let into your garden?
Oh, Madonna. Her drinking is through the roof at the moment. You follow her on Instagram. She is rosé all day. That woman is wild. Come in, Madonna, but you'll clean up after yourself, you little boot. I'm not... Oh, no. I like a laugh, but hey, in my house, my rules. Keep your hands off the brie. It's a vegan brie, but keep your hands off it.
So there we go, Josie. We've got Tom Cruise landing in a garden that belongs to a family in Warwickshire. First of all, would you let a celebrity into your garden?
Look, it's not about me, it's about the rest of the close.
Oh, goodness. You've changed.
I'm just saying it's a political move. If I'm letting a celebrity land a helicopter in the close, I'll never see the end of it.
So there we go, Raymond. It's Tom Cruise in a helicopter landing in somebody's garden.
He'd get snagged up in my washing line. It'd be a disaster. And then the grass is that long. You would need you need the SAS to get in and find them.
Well done, Tom Cruise is the right answer, and 2 points go to Jay and Bruce. And it's time now for our final quickfire round, which is all about deciphering the numbers in the news. I will read out a headline. All the teams have to do is fill in the blanks. So get ready, teams. When we run out of time, you'll hear this.
I can take a joke.
That's Nish Kumar there, revealing his new job as Dominic Raab's scriptwriter. Right, teams, let's go. Fingers on buzzers. First question, here we go. What has been found in Edinburgh after over 100 years?
A parking space.
Right, here we go again. What has been found in Edinburgh after over 100 years? Raymond.
A house that's not been used as an Airbnb.
What has been found in Edinburgh after over 100 years? Josie.
Is it the winner of the 1920 World Hide and Seek Championship? Thank you.
What has been found in Edinburgh after over 100 years? Jay.
A tram.
You know what, Jay? I'm going to give you the point. You were near enough there. It is actually that a cable wheel from the original tram network was found in Edinburgh after over 100 years. So I'll give you that
Thank
for saying
you.
tram. Well done.
Yay.
I can take a joke.
Oh, there we go. That is our klaxon. Nish has Kumar'd. It means it's all over. And at the end of the quiz, our winners this week are Jay Lafferty and Bruce Devlin. And commiserations to Raymond Mearns and Josie Long. And we'll leave you with the breaking news. Breaking news just in. A village in the Scottish Highlands has recorded the highest temperature in the UK so far this month. Tyndrum in Stirling hit 26.8 degrees Celsius on Wednesday, with some locals going as far as putting out a washing. Designer glasses frames worth tens of thousands of pounds have been stolen from a string of opticians across Scotland. The stock was fully insured, so the opticians say things could have been worse, or better, or about the same. And McDonald's says it has run out of milkshakes at its UK restaurants. The fast food chain says it was experiencing some supply chain issues, which had affected the availability of a small number of menu items. Irate customers complained that this was the last straw, with the company agreeing, as it hasn't got any more of those either. The news is broken. I've been Des Clark. Goodbye!